I'm just going to go over some stats that I found compelling. Let's start out with Tyrese Maxey. He's second in the entire NBA, averaging 33 points per game. Just pure insanity. The names around him, Luka, Shea, and Giannis. He's doing it efficiently as well, 47% from the field, 41% from three, on 9.9 attempts per game. Just an insane heater right now. I'm wondering where he will end up. I expect a dip at some point. But at the same time, Joel Embiid and Paul George can't be trusted to stay on the court. And when they do get on the court, the minutes restrictions will probably be there. If I were to guess, I think Tyrese Maxey drops to like 28 points per game by the end of the season. Honestly, I think that would actually be a good thing because it would most likely mean the Sixers found some consistent help around him, which needs to happen because currently he's averaging 40 minutes per game, leads the NBA. Second place belongs to VJ, 37.4. Luka is right there with 37.1. Let's go over one of the guys that can reduce the workload of VJ Max, Jared McCain. I said in my last video, he's really struggling to create for himself on the basketball, create that separation. And inside the arc, he's been a non-factor. So far, 18 shots taken below the three-point line. He's made 4 of them, a disturbing 22% from 2. Definitely need to give him time. And for sure, the last 2 games, he has looked better, but he's still far away from his rookie self. The injury has really affected his burst. Keep in mind, last season, he shot 53% from the 2-point line. He's known as a 3-point shooter, but he took more twos as a rookie. This is a critical part of his game that needs to come back as soon as possible, but it's probably going to take some time. Right now, it's nowhere to be found. So defensive field goal percentage is a measure of how well a player or team prevents their opponent from making field goals when a player is the primary defender. A lower defensive field goal percentage is better. Let's go to Justin Edwards. Opponents are averaging 6.5 attempts against him per game. They are shooting 59.5% from the field over the season. For defenders who go up against that type of volume, he's allowing the 5th most efficient results. Players above him are all bench players. As you know, with all the injuries lately, he's been playing major minutes. I think Nick Nurse has miscasted him a bit on that end of the floor. He's going up against tough matchups, but also he will pressure the basketball. I just feel like his role is setting him up for failure. He's not that guy. I truly don't think he's a bad defender. He even has great moments and stretches. You saw that in the Bucks game. I would even go as far as saying this probably affects him a bit offensively. I understand he's propped up into this role because of all the injuries, but I don't think he should be starting the game on the best perimeter threat like he has the last couple games. Lessen his role a bit, and maybe in the bench minutes that can be his role. But to start out, just give Quentin Grimes more defensive responsibility. It turns out Quentin Grimes' defensive field goal percentage, 37.6%. And going back to his best year with the Knicks, that was really what he was known for. I feel like the Sixers aren't getting the most out of Quentin Grimes in terms of him being the 3-and-D player. Mostly, he's just the 3 at this point. So I think one of the reasons why the Sixers are cooling off in the last 10 games, 4-6 record, I noticed this yesterday. In terms of continuity, it just seems like the Heat were on another level. Meanwhile, at times, because the Sixers are trying to integrate new pieces to the lineup, like Jared McCain more minutes, Paul George, there's just minutes where they don't seem like they know what they're doing and they're wasting possessions. For instance, at one point, Paul George got the Davion Mitchell switch. Maxey wanted Paul George to attack that mismatch. Meanwhile, Paul George wanted to pass it back to Maxey and get better position at the mid-post and then have him pass it back. Miami took it away and the possession just died quickly, and it led to an outer rhythm Maxey 3, makeable shot, but there was no passes or movement on that possession. The Heat will take that pretty much every time. The Sixers' most played lineup this season has only played 39 minutes together. Meanwhile, Miami's first, second, third, and fourth lineup has more minutes together. And early in the season, naturally, every team would have, stretches where they don't know what they're doing because it's the first couple of games. But now you're entering a stretch of the season where teams are finding their identity and know exactly what to do 24/7, the good teams at least. So moving forward, when you have those third quarter type collapses, teams are more likely to take advantage than they were 10 games ago. And when there's an opportunity moving forward, if you're down multiple bodies, just start the 3-guard lineup. It's been cooking all year long. Quentin Grimes, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, 213 minutes together, plus 79, plus 16 net rating. Best offense in the league pace, and one of the better defenses as well. Out of 15 games for this 3-guard lineup, 4 of them have included negative plus minuses, but if we're being real, 2 of them are -1. There's only been 2 games this year when they played together where they got, cooked. -11 against Chicago and -7 against Toronto. If you guys remember, everyone was worried about the rebounding coming into this season because the Sixers were terrible last season, 30th in rebounding percentage, 30th in defensive rebounding percentage, and also one of the worst in offensive rebounding percentage. So far this season, we have seen improvements in that area. I feel like it's a bad time to bring this up because of yesterday's game getting cooked on the glass. But they are currently 12th in rebounding percentage, 13th in defensive rebounding percentage, way better than last season in those 2 categories. And then 8th in offensive rebounding percentage. Of course, a lot of people complaining about ISO ball. It turns out the Sixers last season were ranked 29th in assist percentage. Meanwhile, this season they're up to 17th. Let's go to our number 3 overall pick. So it turns out he's 3rd in scoring, averaging 15.6 points per game. Out of the top 7, he is the least efficient, but he's also taken the most field goals. Also, every other rookie is on a losing team. Cedric Coward and VJ are the only rookies with a positive plus minus in the top 5. I think his most impressive stat is he's leading all rookies, 4.2 assists per game. He has a pretty nice lead and only 1.9 turnovers per game. As a role player, in terms of being a connective piece, honestly, he's probably the best passer on the team for that type of role. There's still room to grow for him on the basketball, creating for his teammates, creating advantages, things like that. But as a passer, he's way ahead of where I expected him to be. So heading into the next 4 games, they have a nice opportunity because Brooklyn Nets and Wizards are on their schedule, so those should be wins if they take care of business. So at worst, they're 11-9. The goal should be take one of the Magic or Atlanta games, and then you're sitting at 12-8. Also, no back-to-backs. They get a very nice Thanksgiving break after tomorrow's game on Tuesday, and then they don't play till Friday. If I were to guess, I have them losing against Orlando, beating Brooklyn. I think they could beat Atlanta, and then hopefully also taking care of business against Washington. Hopefully they don't take Brooklyn or Washington lightly.